saw the TikTok where I forced my opener to wear this shirt.
Nice, cool. I just like to keep tabs on who I don't need to talk to later.
But I decided it was only right for me to wear it now in front of all of you. Did anyone see it?
Yes.
That is not enough for this guy to look at. My name's Gianmarco. I'm excited to have you all here. Round of applause if you've been to the Silver Lining before. Not a lot of return customers, and I'll tell you why. This is my lab. This is where I get to work out some new material. I get to take some risks that I wouldn't otherwise do, like wearing a stupid fucking shirt at the beginning of the show. Let's see, I'm very thankful for being here because I flew Boeing yesterday. And that whistleblower for Boeing, he died. I know what you're thinking, was he flying a Boeing plane? No, he took his own life, apparently. I think everyone in charge of Boeing should follow his lead. It's not good that we're not getting mad at these fucking CEO of Boeing. We get mad at people for stealing deodorants from CVS and not the guy stealing the screws from the planes. And no one's addressing it. Neither Trump or Biden is addressing the Boeing. I'm ready to become a single issue voter. You know, I don't mean to steal, but I'm gonna call it the pro-life party. I flew recently. I had to go through TSA pre-check, and then I had to go through two people. And the first guy said to me, "Oh my God, you look like Hugh Jackman." And I said, "No, please stop." And then he brought me to the next checkpoint person, and he pointed to me and said, "Hey, look, we got Hugh Jackman here." And the way he said it made it seem like I had claimed that I was Hugh Jackman. And the second person was like, "That's not Hugh Jackman." And I was like, "That wasn't me who did it." I was reading about this school in Florida, and I was shocked because I didn't know they had those there. But I guess this school, they banned an art history book for being pornographic because it featured a picture of Michelangelo's The David. You know Michelangelo's The David? It looks like me, but like, at least what the TSA guy said one time. But it's like a guy. He's naked, but you know, he's got a chest and six-pack and cum gutters. Back then they called it cum citadels. But can I tell you something? I looked up citadels today. It doesn't really make sense, like a one-to-one. But they laughed. I see you shaking your head. What? Are you a historian?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just educated. Why? What?
Aqueduct would be how the water flows, so like aqueduct.
I could call it cum aqueduct. You think that would get a laugh? Do we all think so? Back then they called it cum aqueducts. It got a bigger laugh the first time. It's not a good. That's the problem with testing out fucking. I have to wait till tomorrow. I have to wait a full 24 hours before I can go on stage and say cum aqueducts. And then I listen back and take notes. That's my job. That's what I do for a living. What do you do for a living?
I am in the museum field.
When I tell that joke, if it's ever on stage, will you tell your historian friends that you're like, I came up with the cum aqueducts? That's my work over there. Robbie, do you have 5 minutes? Robbie, do you have 5 minutes?
Wait.
Yeah. Thanks. Hi. What museum do you work at?
I used to work at the Morris Jamel Mansion in Washington Heights. It's Manhattan's oldest remaining house, but I raged.
I'm sorry, that sounds like the saddest museum in the entire world. This house is really old. This dust is hundreds of years. Did you like working for that?
I did.
What was, like, if you pitch me to go and see the oldest house?
Built by enslaved labor, which is now.
That was your first thing? This house is a crime against humanity. Oh, tell me more.
It's important to talk about that stuff. Usually George Washington is the first thing we talk about. We don't need to talk about that guy. Let's talk about the people that built the house.
Hey, listen, I'm right there with you. Fuck George Washington, okay? I hated Hamilton personally, if I'm being honest. I said. Aaron Burr,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, so, and do they talk about it, like, in the house, are they honest about it? Or they're like, this is where Aaron Burr sat while he watched people work that piece of shit?
We do tell, we used to tell honest stories.
Is there, I don't want to ask him. There's no way I can make it funny. Now where do you work?
I'm on the board of a historic house in Brooklyn that is not going to make the mistakes that sad other historic houses make. We're building a new.
That sounded like ominous and boring at the same time. Like, ooh, we'll never know what she means because we won't ask any further questions. I'm just joking. I think it's great. What's this? Was this one made with unionized labor? No? What the fuck? What makes?
Most of New York was built with enslaved labor. It's a misconception. We don't.
Even this place? Normally when they talk about this place, they say the Beastie Boys performed here once. But I'm gonna tell Dave for the intros for this show for now on to be like, hi everyone, before we get to the laughs. I will. Should I go? Because now that I know you, I will go. That's gonna be a tough pitch for, hey baby, my girlfriend. That's what I was talking to, not you. Hey baby, I'm here for the tour. No, if I say to my girlfriend like, hey, here's our one Sunday free for the year. Let's go to this house. Help me pitch it without.
We can do a fundraiser show on the lawn to raise funds for it. For accessibility and
Did I just book more work in the middle of my set? Hell yeah, let's do it. All right, good. I've decided that I sometimes crowd work can be a little bit dull and boring. It's just constantly people asking, what museum do you work at? So I thought I'd mix it up. I tried like CrossFit, like a question of the day. I thought I'd do, my question of the day is, does anyone have a good or interesting first memory? The first memory, the first thing that you remember. Mine's not good. I would not raise my hand right now because my first memory was I somehow got into my dad's, one of his drawers in the bathroom, and I got one of his razors in my hands. I was covered in blood, and I'll tell you, he never said no to me having Dunkaroos for breakfast again. Anyone have a good memory? Good first memory? Interesting? Okay, you think about it. You shout it out when you get older. Wow. That and the shirt, this has really been a failure of a day for me. You ever try a new sex position for the first time and realize why you've never done it in the first place? Yeah, okay. Oh, that was just a joke. You thought I was gonna have people volunteer? Well, since you spoke, you can answer one of the two. First memory or for a sex position?
Which one do you think I'll answer?
Maybe it's both. I don't fucking know. Look at this fucked up guy over here. What the hell? He loved that one. What's your first memory? Can you think of it at all?
Running to my parents.
Running to your parents because they were trying a new sex position for the first time. Why were you running to your parents?
They were teaching me how to walk.
They were teaching you how to walk, and you're like, fuck walking, I can run already. You have a good family? Not at all. Any stress, any drama, anything that anyone is a little bit annoying?
Well, my cousin got married on 31st of December in Canada.
Okay, all right. So like it was on New Year's Day, and did she say why?
We all said that, and just
Every single like it said RSVP to the wedding. Yes, no, everyone went why.
not to her.
Yeah.
And we said that to ourselves, and we still showed up. So
Is she likes the attention, or did you have to do the countdown? Were you all allowed to kiss, or was that when the priest did it like 5, 4, 3, you may now kiss the bride? So that's
I also MC'd, so I had to lie a lot.
What do you mean you had to lie a lot? Like, where was the lie in the MC?
So wonderful.
Get the polygraph test. Really, you don't think she's wonderful? Get it out right now. That's hilarious that you're like, oh, that's.
And everybody was like, you should do podcasts. You have really good speaking voice. Like, I'm just through my teeth the entire time.
God, the bar for getting into a podcast is really low. You've seen this next podcaster emceeing her cousin's wedding on New Year's Eve. Well, thank you for sharing. That story was wonderful. There's this, some guy, he married a woman. She's a conjoined twin, so she has two heads. And I don't want to be gross here, but two heads, how the fuck does he win an argument? Women be shopping. That's the thing. Everyone when that was posted online, the guys are writing the worst comments. How does he get a blowjob with the two heads? And I'm like, I'll tell you the answer. He doesn't get a blowjob. Imagine if every time you had to get a blowjob, you had to convince that woman's sister to be there for the entire thing. That is a tough proposition. You have a question? Right after that joke, of all things. What's your question?
Have like one body part?
Yes.
Private
Yeah.
Yeah. What private area? Come on, get with this program, sister. They got one pussy down there. They should at least have two clits for all the trouble they're going through, you know? What was that?
Would you convince one or both?
These are deep philosophical questions. I don't know the answers. You sound like the guys in the comments online. They were like, how the fuck does this work? I don't know. It's
like a de facto throuple.
What are you, the guy's best friend? Like, it's not weird. It's not weird. It's like it's a de facto throuple if you think about it. He's having threesomes every night. I can only imagine they're both engaging in it. I think it'd be tough if one's like reading a book with her one hand. It's tough to read a book just like. Take it easy back there. That's my ass too you're pounding. I didn't want to go there. You brought me there. I'm a classier comedian than that. I've been to a couple professional wrestling matches in my adulthood, and I honestly like it. It's such a unique facet of entertainment because there's all these kids running around, and the kids, they believe in this shit 100%. And then you have like their parents and other adults who know it's all fake and it's for the entertainment. And then you have also some adults who believe it's as real as the kids do. And in a way, it's a lot like church. Because it was also covering up a lot of sexual abuse. You're wrestling, you follow this at all?
A little bit. My dad used to take me to see lucha libre as a kid. I grew up in Mexico.
Oh my God.
So
and they were wearing the masks.
Yeah.
And flipping and.
I went until he started to understand all the cuss words, and he's like, enough. Like, we're not.
Oh yeah, they're cursing?
In the audience. Like the audience.
Oh, in the audience. Can I tell you, for my version is D-Generation X that was popular. And I was a kid, my dad took me, and there was this big inflatable thing that said, suck it. That was their term, was suck it. And I mean, I'm talking everyone when I went to middle school, to teachers, parents, suck it, mom. Suck it, dad. Suck it, conjoined twins. And I remember this, I realized later in life, but there was this big inflatable thing, and I was like, Dad, what is that? And he said, it's a middle finger. And then years later, I was like, that was a cock! That was a big fucking cock! So your dad, you started like repeating the words at home? And he was like, Ayos míos. That was accurate, no? Was that? Okay. People looked at me like I was being racist, and I was like, no, that is... Ios Mios is...
I didn't.
Ios Mio. Oh, is that why you were like, you used the plural for me? You fucking snobs. That's so cool. You're a fun dad?
It was fun, yeah. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Does he still go? Or he just brought you, he liked it for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he took us for a couple of years, and then I have two baby brothers. They're in their 20s, and they go to soccer now. So
Oh, okay. Fucking soccer. Shit's scripted too, I promise. I could not know less about soccer than that statement. Were your parents divorced?
they were separated for 9 years, and they go back together, and that's why I have brothers that are 14 and 4 years younger than me, that are from the same parents.
Oh, yeah. So they fuck later. That's crazy, 9 years.
Yeah.
I want you guys to think about an ex of yours. And think about how long, do you have an ex?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, how many years ago was it?
2 years ago.
2 years. Imagine in 7 years if you got back with him and had 2 kids. That's crazy. How did it even happen?
Crazy story, like he was doing coke every day.
And then one day it's like Lady in the Tramp, he does a line so long it leads to your mother's lips, like... It was always you!
Clean and Christian, and then they go back together.
Oh, Clean and Kristen back together again. That's good. That's so crazy. No one goes from like, I'm doing fine to Christian. It's always like fucking snorting coke every day. It's like, how do you become religious? Well, it's a long, deep, dark hole. But there's coke there. You guys are a delightful crowd. I'm gonna be back for one more round of this shit, but next up I have a phenomenal comedian. She has a podcast called Whiskey Ginger. I think I might have fucked it up. She's fantastic. We worked together way back. This is also a former theater kid. And, yeah? You? No, that's okay. What was the last show you did?
I remember I did a lot of props for shows more recently than I was performing in them.
Oh yeah? Any prop disasters?
Not recently.
In the past?
Well, yeah.
Butterflies.
Oh, I have a cool prop story.
A cool prop story.
I had to raise monarch butterflies for research.
You and the museum lady should get together after the show and talk all about this.